Got it. Go live. Okay. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this evening's Big Ten boys basketball matchup between the visiting Preston County Knights and the homestanding RCB Flying Eagles. RCB comes into tonight's game on a modest two-game win streak, but have won 4 out of their last 5, including a close game with Fairmont Senior. Coach Basil Lucas attributes the streak to the team's improved defense. Preston comes into the game winless on the year, suffering from a lack of talent, according to their coaches. They will try to pick up their first win here tonight at the Birdcage. Alongside me tonight, once again, it's been about a month, but it's Kelser Buck. And Kelser, as I mentioned in the pregame, Robert C. Byrd is on a 2-game win streak, won 4 out of their last 5, and Coach Basil Lucas attributes that to their improved play on defense.
Yeah, like Steven and I talked about last night at the girls' game, it's a great time to start getting warm, especially here at the end of the season with playoff time coming around.
I know Basil had worked on their defense hard in practice, him and the rest of his assistant coaches. He was very pleased, even with the 10-point loss to Fairmont Senior. Let's take a look right now at the projected starting lineups before the game begins here tonight. For Preston County, number 5, Mason Sargent. Number 4, Trevor Thomas. Number 34, Jacob Burns. Number 15, Dylan Taylor. And number 31, Cordell Ayers. They're coached by Paul Kuntz, Steve Felton, and Chris Barlow. For the homestanding Robert C. Byrd Eagles, number 11, Braden Tomlinson, a 5'11 junior, will start at the point. Alongside him in the backcourt, number 23, Jeremiah King, the 5'11 senior. In the middle, number 4, Nathaniel Junkins, a 6'3 senior. The 2 forwards, number 15, Quentin Cooley, a junior standing 6 foot high. And number 14, Charles Hawkins, a 6'1 junior. Robert C. Byrd is coached by Basil Lucas, assisted by Justin Noble, Ryan Lance, John Miller, and Billy Childers. We'll be right back with the action of the game here tonight at the Birdcage in 1 minute. Back here live at the Birdcage from the campus of Robert C. Byrd High School, John Griffin alongside Kelser Buck. Our position has changed just a little bit. Last time we were courtside, but this time we are actually up in the bird's nest at the Birdcage, Kelser, if you will.
Yeah, it's nice, a little bit of higher advantage, kind of like your bird's eye view here.
We do have a bird's eye view. How ironic that that's the name of our student-led TV broadcast here at the school, as you well know. So Byrd wins the tip. Thomason takes the tip, starts the offense. Byrd looking around, Hawkins, back to Thomason. He drives the lane, nice dish to Junkins, who misses the bunny, the layup, gets his own rebound, puts it back in. Rebound's grabbed by Thomas, and the Knights will head down, moving from our left to the right. Here's a three, no good. Rebound corralled by Junkins. He looks for an outlet. He was looking for Thomason, but the pass was too far. The Knights with a turnover. Cordell Ayers goes up, blocked by Junkins, so the ball will stay with the Knights. They'll have it out of bounds underneath their own basket. Pass is inbounded. Dylan Taylor with a shot from the top of the key, no good. Rebound, Byrd. Thomason with a nice dish to Cooley. He's off to the races and puts in a nice left-handed shot for two. Here are the Knights working the ball back up court, just across the time stripe. Pressure by Byrd. Here's Taylor driving with a nice right-handed layup himself.
Yeah, it was a good play, right by a little hesitation by Junkins.
Now here's Preston with light pressure. A nice pass again by Thomason to Hawkins for the left-handed layup. 4-2 here at the Birdcage with 6:34 left to go, first quarter. Pass inside, put up by 34, Jacob Burns. His shot's no good. Rebound Knights, back inside to Knight. He'll make a move, loses the ball. Cooley comes up with it. Out to King. King,
Yep.
just a few extra steps there, trying to get the ball to Hawkins.
Got a little excited there, saw Hawkins down low on the post.
He did. He's used to running with the ball, so we'll have to forgive him for that. Knights inbound the ball. Taylor running the show for the Knights tonight at point guard. He makes a nice drive, left-handed layup, no good, challenged by Junkins. Rebounded out by Byrd. Here's Cooley, puts a shot up, and a blocking foul is called against Burns. That'll be Burns' first foul.
I like the attempt at it. You don't see a lot of bigger men trying to take the charge down low.
Very good attempt by Burns. So Cooley will go to the line for two, puts the first shot up. It's good. Leighton Wolf now in for the Eagles. And he connects on both of those free throws. 6-2 in favor of the Eagles. Here are the Knights again working the ball to the right side. Back to the top of the key. A nice little drive and a dish to Burns again. He loses it. Can't control the ball. Out beyond the arc. Three ball, no good. Rebound Hawkins. Hawkins will bring the ball up court himself. Dribbles across the timeline. Into the hands of Wolf, who mishandles it. So it's back to the Knights. Top of the key. Here's a long, deep three. Good by number 5, Mason Sargent. Cuts the lead to 1.
I saw him during warm-ups. He was taking a bunch of corner threes, and he was sinking. He made about 4 or 5 in a row there.
Good-looking shot. A couple of feet beyond the three-point line. So Byrd will take the ball from right to left here. Working the right side. Here's a three by Cooley himself, and it's good. So Cooley already with 7 points tonight. Here's a steal by King, racing out of bounds, and he stays in bounds, gets the ball to Thomason. Thomason drives, puts a layup in, and good. Thomason scores his first bucket tonight. Pressure defense here by the Eagles against the Knights. Preston gets the ball into the corner. They'll look at a three, decide no, and they'll reset the offense. Taylor at the controls. Out to Sargent. He'll look to drive to the left. Gets in trouble. Back to Sargent. Now he'll take a three. No good. Rebound Thomason. And he is fouled by number 15, Taylor. That'll be Taylor's first and the team's second. Correction, team 3. And we'll have to check who that last previous foul was on. So Preston will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout along with them here with your score 11-5 in favor of the Eagles with 4:13 to go in the first quarter. Back here live at the Birdcage. Eagles will inbound the ball against light pressure from the Knights. Here's King handling the ball with a pass over to the right wing to Cooley. Cooley will look to drive, puts the ball on the floor, picks it up. Back to Thomason at the top of the key, back to Cooley. He'll put up another three off the mark. Rebound Preston, and they'll drive down the court. Here's Taylor taking the shot, and I believe they called a charge. Yes, they called a charge on Taylor. That is his second. Team fourth. That was Braden Thomason stepping in there to take the charge. Here's King. He'll inbound the ball. Gets it in safely to Thomason. Thomason beats the pressure. Beats three guys up the floor. Drives the middle, and then he has the pass maybe knocked away into the hands of Burns.
It was a good look. I mean, way to cut the press one right through him.
Yes. Yes, Thomason very adept at handling the ball. Now here's Burns on the other end with a shot off the backboard, no good. Ball will stay with the Knights. Bryce Bird and Maurice Garrison now checking in for the Flying Eagles. Preston will inbound the ball, back to the corner, inside to Burns. He'll think about a post-up move, drives middle, dishes out to the wing for a three, no good. And Junkins comes down with the rebound. Thomason sees Cooley streaking up court, gives him the pass. Cooley drives, puts up a one-hand shot, no good. Bird tries to corral the rebound, can't do it. And a jump ball is called. So the Knights will take possession. The Knights in their black visiting uniforms. The Eagles in their white home uniforms appropriately. So Sargent will bring the ball up, and Garrison knocks it away, almost steals it. But Sargent controls it. Now he'll drive against Junkins, puts a shot up, no good. Bryce Bird down with the rebound. Gets it to Thomason. He'll break across midcourt, take it himself this time, but he's blocked out of bounds by Mason Sargent. But it's a good job of him taking the ball to the hole that time.
Yeah, I mean, like the last few possessions there, he's been having no trouble getting past that press. And I mean, if you can do that and there's guys behind you, keep going, you might as well.
Not very much pressure being applied by Preston. They're in a press, but it's not really working as they want it to, I don't think. So here's a steal by Preston, and they'll take it down, and they'll score two by Dylan Taylor. Cuts the lead to 4, 11-7. So here's Cooley again with a nice pass to Junkins. He'll put the shot up. Good. Junkins' first points of the night on a nice little right-handed layup assisted by Cooley. Robert C. Bird with their trademark defensive pressure, and here's another steal by Cooley. He'll go in, put the layup in, good.
He's got a big start already with 9 points.
Cooley has had a great start. He's hit 2 free throws, 2 twos, and 1 3. He's managed to hit every way possible to score tonight so far. So Preston trying to get back in the ball game here. They'll work the ball. Here's Burns with a 3 at the top of the key. No good. Rebound, Thomason. Thomason back up again. Court. Nice little hesitation move. Stutter step around Burns, but he can't get it to fall. And Preston comes down with the rebound. Preston will take their time now, bringing the ball up court. And I can't get over how young Preston's guards look, Kelser.
Yeah, I mean, most of them, I want to say, most of the starting 5 was seniors, but still, they all still look pretty young.
They have quite a few seniors on their rosters, but they do look very, very young. So here's a long pass down court to Bryce Bird, and he'll put the soft little layup in for 2 points. Crowd hollering for a dunk here. I'll have to ask Bryce in school tomorrow if, in fact, he can dunk it.
He looks like he kind of lined it up like he wanted to. He was thinking about it.
He was definitely giving it a thought. Here is Taylor with a 3 from the top of the key for the Knights. Hanging in there, down 7. And here's a nice pass up court to Trey Junkins, who gives a one-handed dish to Maurice Garrison for the 2-point bucket. So Garrison in the scoring column off the bench. No doubt that Nathaniel's baseball skills helped him make that play because he caught it with the right hand, didn't even do anything with it except push it on and pass it to the next man up. So here's Burns again with another 3. Correction, that's Taylor off the mark. Here's Thomason again with a fake pass, and he takes it himself for the left-handed layup.
Yeah, I mean, they're having a hard time keeping up with us. We're just on the transition.
And you would think that if Preston can't do any better on the press, eventually they would get out of it.
Yeah.
Here's an open look for Thomas, who hits it right at the buzzer. So a nice little shot in the arm to end the first quarter for the Knights. Hanging in there, 21-13, still in favor of your Robert C. Byrd Eagles. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back for the second quarter right after this. Ready? All right, back here at the Birdcage alongside Kelser Buck. Stephen Kennedy, our producer tonight. Bird looking at a 21-13 lead. Eagles control the ball at the top of the key. Here's Thomason with the dish off to Bird. Bird off to Leighton Wolf. Leighton will give it down to Garrison. Garrison mishandles it, and he'll reset the offense. Here's the pass to King at the elbow. He'll drive and take a shot just off the mark. Rebound, Preston, and it's going to be over the back against Bryce Bird. That's his first. And as our PA announcer said, that is the first team foul against Bird. So they wait to the second quarter to commit a team foul.
That's pretty impressive.
That is. I think
especially with the pace that we're moving right now.
Yes. I think Coach Lucas may have to reward them for that in tomorrow's practice. But with Bridgeport coming in on Friday night, you know they won't have a easy practice tomorrow.
Yeah, it won't be too late.
No. So Preston looking to get back in the game. Here's a 3 by Sargent. Again, from the left corner. Cuts the lead to 5, 21-16. Garrison drives the lane, puts up a nice little running hook shot for 2. He's off the bench with 4 points. Here's Ayers. He'll look to give it to Taylor. Taylor will drive the lane for the Knights. Can't get the shot to fall, but they come up with the rebound. And here's another three by Sargent. So that's his third three on the night.
I mean, like we said, he started off hot, and I mean, just as long as he keeps it going, keeps him right in it.
Their outside shooting has been really good tonight so far. But just as I say that, there's Braden Thomason who answers with a three. And here's a nice little give and go by the Knights. 31 airs. Correction, Zach Carroll with the bucket. So Bird brings the ball up again. King scores on the bucket. And the foul against the Knights. So that's King's first two of the night. He'll step to the line for one. Preston with a couple of subs here. King's shot up is good. I should say up and good. 29-21, an 8-point margin for the Eagles. Here's the Knights again. Here is Sargent driving, his shot blocked or disturbed. Hawkins with the rebound up court. He'll give the ball off to Wolf. Wolf will pass it back to Hawkins, right side. Nice pass into King at the top of the key or the foul line. Drives. He'll pass it out for a shot. And we've got a foul on number 33, Anthony Cava, who just checked into the game. It's team second, and Cava's first. Here's Thomas at the top of the key, extended against pressure from Jeremiah. And here's a layup missed by the Knights. And a foul's on number 4 as Jeremiah King brings the ball up court against Thomas. That's his first. That's going to be the team's 5th foul.
There's been a lot of substitutions going on.
There has been. There was no substitutions there for a while, and now we're struggling to keep up with the substitutions.
Now it's nonstop. He's grabbing him.
So after another foul, that'll put Robert C. Bird in the 1-and-1. Thomason will step to the line. Down below, it's Coach Basil Lucas giving instructions to Charles Hawkins. First shot's up by Thomason and good. Second shot, good as well. 31-21 here. And here's light pressure, actually stronger pressure, I should say, by the Eagles. Thomason, and he'll commit the foul. That'll be his first, team third. And here's King with the steal, knocks it away, and he'll go in for the layup, left-handed. Ball's knocked out of bounds, and foul's going to be on number 4, Thomas.
That'll be his second as well.
So King will step to the line for 2 shots. Puts the first one up, and it's good. And the second one goes as well. So King 3 of 3 at the line tonight. Here's a deep three by the Knights. Number 4, Trevor Thomas, his second three.
I mean, it was a good play. 23 was on the side, and Thomas came around on the screen there, just a wide open three.
So Thomas is getting some good looks at the basket, and the Knights are staying in it with their three-point shooting, and they get a steal, take it down court, and score the bucket. That was Caden Batchel. (33-26), so the Knights hanging in it with that good three-point shooting. Thomason drives the lane, puts up a one-handed shot that falls. Batchel brings the ball across half court, guarded by Thomason. He'll pick up his dribble, get the ball off to Sargent. Sargent gives it off to Thomas, who misses a long three, rebounded by the Eagles. Here's Cooley bringing the ball up court, undercut by Thomas for the foul. So Thomas picks up his third. That's their team. Ninth team foul. So Cooley will step to the line, and he'll get 2 free throws. So several subs checking in for the Knights as Cooley puts his first shot up, which falls in. And I waited to say that Robert C. Bird was 7 of 7 from the free throw line tonight because I didn't want to jinx Quentin. They are now 8 of 8 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of the game, too. I mean, if you miss half of that, we're pretty close to a tie game, so you got to make those foul shots.
You got to take advantage of every opportunity you have, and I know that pleases Coach Lucas. So here's Betchel for the Knights. He'll pass it off to Thomas, and Sargent hits his 4th three of the night. So they may want to make an adjustment at halftime and maybe get a hand up on him or get a hand in his face or, do something to kind of prevent him from getting those shots off.
Yeah, I mean, they're really not doing anything inside of the paint. It's all coming with Sargent and Thomas from the three-point range.
They're working it inside a little bit, and then they're kicking it out for the three. Meanwhile, Thomason scored. He's about to score again, but can't because he's fouled by Betchel. So Thomason will go to the line for 2 shots. 39-29, a 10-point advantage for the Eagles here. 2:42 left to go in the second quarter. And I guess the announcer jinx worked because Braden missed his first free throw. He'll take the second one, and sure it goes. So my apologies, Braden and Flying Eagles. I owe you one. So here's Betchel. He stayed in the game, handling the ball. They'll work the ball around the perimeter, and here is Sargent with the drive. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up. That's his first 2 of the night. Already with 14 points. Cuts it to a 9-point margin. And you feel, Kelser, if Preston could get some of those turnovers on the press and combine that with their shooting from the outside, they might really, really be in it. Not that they're out of it now.
Yeah, I mean, just if they get to stop even on defense, not even on the full court press, just get a stop. They're making the three-point shots, and that's what's keeping them in the game right now.
Exactly, and right now, nobody's really playing much of any defense. So Preston will set their offense again, work it around the perimeter. Sargent will give it a thought inside to Burns. He waits for the cutters, puts the ball on the floor. A nice little spin move up and under from Jenkins. Can't get it to fall, but Jenkins commits the foul. So that was a nice move by Burns. Got Jenkins up in the air, but he couldn't get the bucket to fall. So that's Jenkins first and team fourth. There's Burns with a nice little free throw. It's his first point of the night. King and Garrison check back into the lineup for the Eagles. Burns will set for the second one, and it's up and good also. So Preston not going away by any means. Here's King back in the game to Thomason. Off to Cooley on the left side. Left wing, back out to Garrison at the top of the key. He'll wait back to Cooley. Left side three off the mark. Rebound, Preston. That's Sargent again, and it's a steal by King, though. Takes it right out of his hands, puts the layup in.
That's 7 for King this quarter.
Yes, had a nice quarter. And here's a drive by Preston. Can't get the ball to fall. Burns with the rebound. Comes down with it. Fouls on Garrison. So Burns starting to assert himself a little bit in the post.
Yeah.
Puts the first shot up, and it's good. He's got a nice little stroke from the free throw line for a big man.
See what happens here right now, 3 for 3.
There you go. The jinx must not work for you. Maybe it only works for the home team.
Yeah.
So Burns with 4 quick points. Bird looks to work the ball around, running their offense. And here's a pass into King. He loses it, maybe has it stripped. Stolen by Preston, pass up court. And they're going to say the ball's out of bounds off of Garrison. The Knights will keep the ball, keep possession. 33 seconds to go here. 7-point lead for the Eagles. Preston inbounds the ball. Coach Kuntz calls for him to bring it out, but they don't. They turn the ball over. Here's Thomason down court with a layup, blocked out of bounds. The ball will stay with Robert C. Bird. So King will look to inbound the ball here. Not much movement, but they get it into Cooley. He'll give it to Thomason. Thomason waits left side of the circle. Now he'll dribble midcourt, setting the offense. 16 seconds to go. Thomason barks out the play. Over to Cooley. Here's Garrison with a double screen. Back to Thomason. Thomason will look at his shot. 5 seconds. Back to Garrison. Garrison drives the lane. Pass into Junkins. He can't get the layup to go. Ball's out of bounds to the Eagles. 1.5 seconds to play. Here's a lob into Junkins. He'll put the shot up at the buzzer just off the mark. So it was a good shot attempt at the end of the half for the Eagles. Didn't get quite what they wanted on that play at the end of the half, but they did get a nice look at the basket there before the buzzer sounded. So Preston, with their hot shooting from the outside and a couple of points late there at the free throw line by Burns, keeps it a 7-point game, 42-35 in favor, though, of the Eagles here at halftime. We'll take a break and come back and look at the scoring and talk a little bit about what we'll look for in the second half right after these messages. Back here live at the Bird Cage, actually the Bird Nest here, just a few minutes ago. The Washington Irving boys basketball team was introduced. Coach Basil Lucas and his staff and the Robert C. Byrd boys basketball team wanted to recognize the 2022 WI boys basketball team here on WI Middle School night. They would also like to thank Principal Susan Farrell, Assistant Principal Katrina Hill, and Athletic Director Tanner Hill for their continued support in transitioning their student athletes to this great school, to this great basketball facility, and one of the top boys basketball programs in West Virginia, qualifying for the state tournament 6 out of the late 8 last seasons, completed seasons. The team members are 8th graders Manny Holmes, Anthony Barbario, Carson Bennett, Riley Dickerson, Levi Cochran, Alex Coburn, Bryson Gabbert, Jackson LeVake, Dylon Stevens, Saverio Destito, Jeremiah Williams, Wyatt Crislip, Julian Bailey, Chase Davis, and Ashton Schaefer. Coaches are Zach Hayhurst and Randy Lawrence. The Hilltoppers just wrapped up a 14-2 regular season with a 47-40 win over Bridgeport on Monday night, earning the number 1 seed in the county tournament in the process. The tournament tips off tomorrow at 5 o'clock at Bridgeport Middle School, and we'll wrap up with the championship game on Saturday at 1:30 down at Lincoln High School. So, again, we want to congratulate the WI boys basketball team on a great season and wish them luck in the upcoming tournament. They are the future Robert C. Byrd Eagles, Kelser. And taking a look here at the scoring, unofficial scoring, first of all, for Preston County, Mason Sargent led the way with 14 points. He was followed by Dylan Taylor, who had 7. Trevor Thomas had 6. Jacob Burns with 4 there from the free throw line very late in the half. For the Flying Eagles, Braden Thomason connected on 14 points. Jeremiah King chipped in with 7. Nathaniel Junkins put in 2. Quentin Cooley, hot to start the game, cooled off a little bit, but still finished with 9 in the half. And Charles Hawkins with 2.
Yeah, and then like we talked about here at half, the Byrd and Preston, it was a close. Well, the first period it wasn't as close as what it looks now, but their Byrd scored 21 points in the second quarter, but Preston just kept in with 22. So I mean, to make it 42-35, it's a big change, and there's a lot of three-point open shots there that Preston's getting.
So Preston may have had a little bit of trouble getting started. That's a long trip down here from the Terra Alta area in Preston County, but it seems like they have warmed up, especially from the outside. And I would imagine that at halftime, Coach Basil Lucas maybe made some corrections or wanted to make some corrections to keep Preston from getting those open threes, or at least what they look like to be open threes. So I'd imagine we might see some changes in defense here.
I'd be surprised to see if we went back to the transition. That first quarter, we had really good transition offense, and that's what led to a lot of points. We kind of slowed back in the second there and just a little bit more content with a jump shot rather than more of a fast break approach.
Yeah, and we're on a good pace for scoring here, 42-35, Robert C. Byrd. And that has been probably the final score of some of their games overall this year. So definitely on a good pace for scoring, but they need to really tighten up the belt on the defense here in the second half. We'll take one more break here before the start of the second half and be right back with Flying Eagle basketball. Back here live at the Birdcage, John Griffin alongside Kelser Buck. Your halftime score, Robert C. Byrd 42, Preston County 35. Ready to start the second half of action here. Both teams back out on the floor, went through their warm-ups. Taking the court now, Coach Lucas, Coach Kuntz giving their final instructions for the second half here. Preston will get the ball to start the second half, third quarter. They inbound and it's immediately knocked out of bounds. Quentin Cooley with the deflection, but it'll stay with Preston. So Preston inbounds the ball. Here's Burns with a nice little shot off the rim, rebounded by Taylor. He has it knocked away. Preston controls. Here's a three by Ayers from the top of the key, no good. And a rebound put back in by Sargent. So RCB's got to rebound the ball also better there, Kelser.
Yeah, I mean, we had a few tips where we were trying to just tip it out rather than just get a hold of the ball.
Got to secure the ball. So Braden Thomason for the Eagles will look to pass the ball inside, and it's stolen by Thomas, trying to get the ball in there to Hawkins. Hawkins just wouldn't quite come to the ball. So Preston down by 5. Ayers at the controls here against pressure from Thomason. Fumbles the ball. Sargent ends up with it. He'll pass it in the corner to Thomas, who lines up a three off the mark. And I think he had too much time to think about that.
I agree. Yeah, because, I mean, I can't really see what's happening in the corner there, and I'm just like, well, I don't hear a whistle. Nothing's happening.
He had to think about it.
Yeah.
And here's Byrd with the rebound. They push the ball up court. Hawkins can't convert on the layup, and Preston comes down with the rebound, and they'll bring it back up court. Cordell Ayers at the controls. Off to Thomas. Here's a drive by Taylor, and he loses it out of bounds, so it'll be Eagles basketball. So kind of a sloppy start here early to the third quarter, Kelser.
Yeah, a lot of tip passes and a lot of just out of bounds, yeah.
Just not in sync yet. Just not in sync.
Just
So
get back in the flow of it.
They'll have to work on that. So King will throw the ball into Thomason, and Thomason will walk it up. Preston out of that full court press now. They'll pick him up at half court. Here's Thomason working against Taylor. He'll look at Cooley in the corner for a three. It's off the mark, and Burns with the rebound. Passes it out, but it's stolen away again by the Eagles. Thomason has the ball at the top of the key. He'll drive, kick it out to Hawkins, who loses control of it. Cooley in the corner. Pass inside to King for a nice little layup reverse style on the left-hand side for King. So King with 2 points for the Eagles. Here's Thomas again for the Knights in the corner. He'll pass it out to Ayers. Ayers looks to set the offense. Motion down low by the Knights. And here is Sargent on the right side. Back to Taylor. Taylor makes a sloppy pass. Knocked away by Hawkins, but the Knights regain possession. Screen set by Sargent. Trying to free up Ayers. No luck. Pass inside to Burns. He gives the ball to a cutting Ayers, but it's broken up. Thomason back down court with a nice little nifty reverse left-hand layup. Nice bucket by Thomason there.
Yeah, it's just like we talked there. That's what we look like we have the most success in this game, is just that fast break offense.
And I know that's also something that Coach Lucas stresses and has worked on, is getting those transition points. So Burns with a nice little up and under. Pump fake. Can't get the ball to fall. It's short. Thomason controls the rebound. He'll dribble up court. Hesitation dribble into the lane. Off to Junkins. Junkins down to Cooley. Cooley goes up for two. Can't get it to fall. Burns with the rebound. And those are buckets you've got to make, Kelser.
Yeah, I mean, you're on hoop. It's just kind of getting a little excited how close you get to the ball or to the rim there.
Yes.
Good look there.
Yes. Yeah, so Cooley makes amends, gets the loose ball, picks it up, and dishes to Thomason for the two. Preston will call a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here during the timeout.
Then we have Bird subbed in. I'm not sure. I didn't see who was coming out for him when he was coming in.
We'll have to wait until action resumes to see who actually checked in. The student section at Byrd tonight, not quite as full as we'd like it to be, but we want to thank the kids that came out tonight.
Yeah, and it's also got the members of the basketball team there at the top of the section for WI.
Yes, they're huddled up there in what is the Eagle's nest, or the eaglet's nest, if you will. And, of course, all the kids that are not here are home studying tonight, obviously. So we'll resume action. Preston with the basketball. Sargent picks his dribble up. He's guarded closely by King. Taylor now with the ball. He has it stolen on a bad pass. King with the pass. A nice pass, nice dish to Thomason, back to King, and they just can't quite get it to work. That happened so fast I couldn't actually say it.
Yeah, Cooley was a little bit too low into the hoop and run out of bounds. He kind of just threw it behind him, almost found Jeremiah.
Yeah. And here's a little lob by King off the inbounds into Hawkins, who's fouled. Bryce Byrd, who's the one that just checked in, comes up with the rebound, and he gets fouled. And I believe they called number 5 Sargent with the foul. That's his second, and the team first. So Bryce Byrd will step to the line. Puts the first shot up. Good. That's Bryce Bird's second made free throw tonight. He had one in the first half on a three-point play. He'll get the second one. Puts the ball on the floor. Puts it in the air. And this one is off the front and then the back of the rim. Preston controls the rebound. And here's Burns throwing the ball over to Sargent, who just quite wasn't ready for it, and it's off Sargent's hands.
It kind of seemed like they weren't expecting Byrd to be in the full court press there, because as soon as they turned around, it was their bigger men were down the court, and it was just us on them.
Surprise tactics.
Yeah.
So Byrd will get the ball back. Here's Thomason driving left. Gives the ball to Cooley in the corner. He'll line up a three, no good. Hawkins with the rebound. Tries to get it out, but it's tossed around, batted around. King tries to control it. He can't. Here's Preston with the ball, and a pass up. Nice reverse layup. Can't get it to go for Preston by Ayers. So here's Byrd. Down floor. Cooley with the pass. He'll pass it to Byrd. Back to Thomason at the top of the key for a three. No good. Hawkins throws the ball back in court. And here's a long pass. Probably ill-advised pass up court stolen by Thomason. He'll bring the ball back down. Full court through the night defense and scores.
Yeah, I feel like that he kind of just turned around and there's just back-to-back possessions there. He just kind of chucked it out, get it out of the way.
That's a long pass. And here, again, though, is Dylan Taylor for the Knights with a two. Right corner. 51-40, still a 9-point game with 3 minutes to go here. Thomason looks at pressure from the Knights. Hits his release valve in Byrd. Byrd gives it right back to Thomason. Cooley with it on the wing, back to Thomason. Thomason makes a step into the lane. Pass to Hawkins for the nice bucket underneath. So that was a nice job of breaking down the defense. Nice and patient.
It's like he threw it through pretty much every single defender there in the paint.
He did. Not the best zone by Preston. And here's a block by Bryce Byrd. And now we have a foul. And now we have a technical foul called. Not sure what that was all about. I was looking down at my scorecard, but we'll get it sorted out.
Oh, wow.
So 34 has been whistled with a foul.
We went through the technical on him.
And he'll get another personal foul for the technical. So he picks up 2 quick fouls to give him 3 on the night. 3 team fouls for Preston. And Coach Lucas elects to send Thomason to the line for the technical. He'll get 2 shots. First one's up and good. Thompson puts up the second shot. It's good. It was quiet there for a second, and one of the Preston fans yelled, "That's horrible, ref." Caught Thomason's attention. He turned around and looked quickly and then turned back around and calmly
to make the second foul shot.
Calmly put the free throw in.
That's right.
55-40, a 15-point lead now as Bird inbounds the ball. Preston trying to apply pressure, but Thomason breaks it easily.
They're having a hard time keeping pace with Thomason.
They are. Thomason is very quick. Ooh. And here's a nice defensive play by Thomason. Possession maintained by Cooley. Down to Hawkins. Hawkins will go in for the one-handed jam.
There we go.
So what a nice play by 3 of the 5 Eagles on the court.
See, that's there. He said, Bryce Bird, I'll show you how to put it down.
And here's maybe Cooley with a chance at a dunk, but he's not going to dunk it. He's going to take the conventional bucket, lay it in, and he's fouled. So Bird with a nice little spurt here.
I mean, that's 2 electrifying plays back-to-back on possessions there, and then with the defensive saves.
So nice defensive play, nice hustle by the Eagles, and that really gets them fired up. Foul was on Batchel. That's his first, and that'll be the team 4th. And with that, Preston will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout along with them and be right back after this. Back at the Birdcage, John Griffin alongside Kelser Buck. Kelser Buck, you were just telling me that since the third quarter began, Preston has scored how many points?
5 points.
5 points.
42-35 at half, and now it's 59-40 RCB.
So that's a combination of Bird clamping down on the three-point shooting, adjusting their defense, and then getting out and running with it in transition.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a bunch of turnovers down low. We're forcing Preston to kind of a little bit of jittery almost now because you can see how it's starting to pull away from them.
And as good as Preston's guards are, Thomason is probably just a step quicker, and he is being able to penetrate, handle the ball against pressure, and that's really causing problems for Preston. So Cooley steps to the line, puts that bucket in, or free throw in, and that makes it an official 20-point lead, 60-40 with 1:51 here to play in the third quarter at the Birdcage. Preston will try to get something going. Batchel with the ball. He'll pass it off to Taylor. Taylor can't get the shot to fall. Bird comes with the rebound. King with the pass. Down the floor to Hawkins, who passes it to Braden Thomason, who misses the free throw, but flying in is Charles Hawkins to put the rebound in for 2. So Preston back with the basketball on the right side of the court. They work the ball around. Here's a 3 in the corner by Preston. Up off the rim by Taylor. No good, but Preston comes down with the rebound. They'll set. Ball's out of bounds to the Eagles. Or I should say to the Knights, off the Eagles. Anthony Cava checking back into the lineup for Robert C. Bird. He'll replace Quentin Cooley. There's a pass into Betchel, and we have a foul. Junkins commits the personal, his second, team first. So the Knights will retain possession under their own basket. They look to get the ball in bounds to Betchel. He'll hand it off to Taylor. Taylor uses his dribble, and Preston now working the ball around the perimeter. Taylor controlling the ball, almost walks but doesn't. Gets around Thomason, does Taylor. Puts the shot up and he's fouled. I don't think that was on Thomason. I think that's going to be on Junkins. Correction, it was on Thomason. Or correction, Hawkins.
I didn't even know Hawkins was that close to him there. Yeah, I thought it was either going to be on Thompson or on Junkins there.
So that's Hawkins' second, team second. Taylor hits the first free throw. Gives him 8 points on the night. He'll get set for the second one. And it's just off the front of the rim. Junkins down with the rebound. He'll get the ball out and passes it errantlessly, if that's a word. Errantly, there we go. Errantly, out of bounds. Neither of the Bird guards were looking at the ball, and it goes out of bounds, so Preston will get the ball back. Here's Taylor with the move down low, and we're going to get another foul. Coach Lucas shaking his head in disgust. Foul is on Anthony Cava, number 33. His first, that's the team third. And that'll put Taylor back at the line. Or to the line for the first time. And he'll put that shot up, and it is good. He'll get the second one, and it's off the mark just like before. King with the rebound for the Eagles. He'll get the ball in the hands of Thomason. He'll slow things down, walk the ball across midcourt with 22 seconds remaining in the third stanza here tonight. He'll work against pressure, and Lucas calls a quick timeout, obviously wanting to set a play up before the end of the third quarter comes to a close here. So Preston not getting the looks from three that they were in the first half.
No, and it's a lot of for some reason now they're driving to the hoop more this quarter than they have the whole game. I don't know, I'm kind of surprised by that.
And I think some of that's Bird's defensive philosophy. They're just not going to let them sit out there and shoot threes. They're going to force them, run them off, chase them off the three-point line, and force them to play at Bird's tempo.
When you're up by 20, I mean, take the two rather than three.
And Bird has a whole set of defensive principles, their philosophy that they play by. Any former RCB basketball player that is out there listening tonight knows well what I'm talking about. So here's Thomason across half court. 5 seconds left. He gets the ball to Hawkins, who puts up a shot from the top of the key. Just inside. It's no good. And that'll bring the third quarter to a close. Bird up by 20, 62-42. And we'll be right back for the fourth quarter after these messages. Back here at the Birdcage, getting ready to start the first quarter, or I should say fourth quarter here. Robert C. Byrd up 62-42. They'll take the ball out of bounds to start here. It's actually a little warm-up here, Kelsler, tonight in the Birdcage.
It's a big difference in being down when you got players running by you, a little bit of air moving.
Yes, and the warmer temperatures outside today played a part, no doubt. Here's Garrison with a long three off the mark. Rebound by Sargent. They'll work the ball up court. Garrison with a nice hustle play to knock the ball out of bounds. The Knights will retain possession. Sargent looks to inbound the ball. He'll get it to Burns. Burns to a cutting Sargent. Nice little give and go. Sargent puts it in for two. Nice give and go by Burns and Sargent. Sergeant Burns, if you will. Here's Robert C. Bird. Thomason with the controls. Off to Cava. Cava loses control, but Junkins is there to control it for him. Here is Thomason with the drive, and he's fouled. Foul will be on Ayers, 31, his first. Correction, Sargent, that'll be his third, and the team fifth. Thomason looks to inbound the balls underneath. He'll pass it all the way out to Garrison, who will hold the ball. Off to Junkins in the corner, right side. Junkins dribbles back, top of the key, finds Hawkins down low. Hawkins passes the ball to Cava, but it's knocked out of bounds by Sargent. RCB will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Here's Thomason looking to get it in, passes the ball into Junkins, who can't quite control it. Not sure that was the best pass to make there in that situation.
No, it's tough, especially when he already has two guys on and they're pretty much just draped around him. Yeah, that's a tough pass.
It would have been a tough ask of Junkins. Yeah. And because of that, Thomason commits a foul up court. It's his second, team fourth. So Preston will try to get back in it here. They work the ball around. They find Sargent in the key, in the paint. And here's a nice little drive by Taylor for two. King getting set to check back in for the Eagles. Cava on the key into Junkins. Nice pass down low to Hawkins. He'll put it up for two. Nice little look inside by Junkins down to Hawkins.
Yeah, it's just Hawkins running the baseline lane, and it's just he sneaks right behind the guy, and you find him there, and perfect layup.
Hawkins being sneaky. So here's a pass by Taylor to the baseline. Knocked out of bounds. The Preston Knights thought it was their ball, but the officials say otherwise. RCB will maintain possession. King will inbound the ball to Thomason, and Thomason will just casually jog up the floor. Light pressure by the Knights. And now we have a timeout taken by Coach Lucas and the Eagles. 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break and be right back. .6:15 left to go. Bird up by a score of 64-46 with possession. King inbounds the ball to Thomason. Ayers applying pressure to Thomason. Thomason passes the ball off to King. King takes a dribble, picks it up, back to Cooley at the top of the key. Extended. Cooley will drive in. King over to Thomason. Preston now in a zone. RCB just working the ball around the perimeter. Content to run a little time off the clock here, Kelser.
That's like a little practice here. Just get the ball moving around and find the open guy.
And because of that, they find Hawkins down low. He puts it up for 2 points, and they are back to a 20-point lead.
I mean, really, ever since his dunk there, he's warmed up and he's been going.
He has. Unofficially with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points on the night, all twos. Here's a steal by Thomason. He'll drive up court against pressure and puts the layup up and good.
He scored in every quarter of this game, too.
Taking on more of a role as scorer.
Yeah.
as the point guard. Normally, the point guard doesn't like to score that much or is not counted on to score that much.
I think we did the East Fairmont game, and I think that was the game we did was the East Fairmont game.
Yes.
It was more of assist and just passing it around, but now he's taking more of the initiative of going to the hoop and scoring.
Yes. And he's getting some of those opportunities against the pressure by Preston. So Hawkins controls it. Left side, back to Thomason. Over to Cooley. Cooley down to King. They'll work it around. Here's Thomason with a three off the assist of King, and it's good. Thomason's second three on the night. Here are the Knights back down floor. Shot up by number 21, Zach Farrell. That's his second bucket of the night. Eagles running the ball back up court. Here's a nice dribble drive by Thomason. It's blocked, but it'll stay with the Eagles. Mason Sargent got a hand on that ball. 4:21 to go. 71-48. Correction, 74-48 after Quentin Cooley hits another three from the corner. So now RCB hitting the three-point shots and the outside shots like Preston did in the first half. Here's a block by Junkins after a nice little entry play from Preston into the paint. Farrell will retrieve the ball from the bleachers. Stuck there just a second. Preston will inbound the ball. And it's stolen immediately by Thomason. He'll race down court and can't get the bucket to fall. He had to adjust his shot there
Looked like he
because
wanted
of
to
the
go for the dunk
defense.
there.
It did. But Hawkins comes in and saves the day and puts two more in. But now here's Thomason with a foul. Pretty much of a useless foul there, but he's excited. It's excitable energy. So Hawkins and Thomason will check out. Wolf checks back in, Leighton Wolf, and Garrison back in. So defensively, RCB has really tightened things up here in the second half. And here's another steal. Cooley racing down court. He'll try to dunk the ball. Can't get it to go. Falls to the floor, but no foul. But it's put back in by Garrison.
Yep.
78-48 here. Here's another long three by Preston. Rattles around the rim, doesn't go. King comes down with the rebound. He'll pass it up floor to Garrison. Garrison goes up, puts the ball up, stripped by Sargent, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles. Number 30, Chase Graham, will check in for the Knights. He'll replace Taylor, who's had a nice night. Preston's got some nice pieces. Good shooting, decent guard play, just lacking a couple of areas. Here's Garrison with a long three, off the mark. King with the rebound. He'll put the shot back up. Can't get it to go. Cooley with a nice rebound. Back up. Blocked by Cecil. Hayden Cecil, that is. And a jump ball's called. So the ball will go out of bounds to the Knights on the possession arrow. 3 minutes exactly left. 78-48, Robert C. Byrd. King coming out, congratulated by Coach Lucas. Here's a pass by Preston inside. Shot off the mark by number 21, Farrell. RCB controls the rebound. Leighton Wolf now bringing the ball up court for the Eagles. He's stripped by Caden Betchel. So Betchel will keep the ball. He'll look to make a pass. And he is strip fouled by Garrison. Garrison didn't think he committed the foul, but we think he did. His second, and that's going to be the team's sixth. Still not in the 1-and-1 yet. Preston will inbound the ball right in front of the Preston County bench. They'll get the ball inbounds to Betchel. Correction, Farrell. Farrell gives the ball to Betchel now. Guarded by Garrison. He'll work the ball down. They get the ball in the corner. Inside to Cecil. He loses control. but we're going to have a foul called on Cooley. So Cooley apparently got Betchel, or correction, got Jesse DeSantis on the rebound. So DeSantis puts up the first shot. It does not go in. And Anthony Corsini, number 0, checking in for Robert C. Byrd. He had a few points in the JV game that we were watching earlier tonight. So DeSantis hits the second free throw. It gives him his first point on the night. Just over 2 minutes left here at the Byrd cage. And Bryce Byrd puts up a shot that doesn't go. Rebound, Knights. Here's a long three by Graham off the mark and corralled by Byrd. Up the floor to Leighton Wolf. Leighton, no dribble, puts the ball up and scores 2. That's Leighton's first 2 points tonight. The Knights looking to answer, lose control. Leighton Wolf in a battle with Betchel, and they're going to call a jump ball. Ball will stay with Robert C. Byrd. So Coach Basil Lucas looking to get his younger guards a little bit of playing time here. Corsini. Of course, Wolf, Leighton Wolf, a senior. So Byrd will work the ball around the perimeter. Here's Corsini. He looks at a shot. He's going to put it up and just off the mark. And Preston controls the rebound. They'll bring the ball up court with just over a minute to play. 80-49 in favor of the Eagles. Here's Preston working the ball around. A nice little move by Graham. Puts a shot up, no good. Rebound, Corsini. 1 minute remaining to go. And Garrison receives the ball in the front court. He'll pass the ball to Byrd. Byrd will dribble around and in. Passes it off. And Byrd has stepped out of bounds. Passes it off to Anthony Cava. Cava's foot was on the line.
Basil's not agreeing with that call there. I don't think he thought he stepped on the line.
They never do.
Nope.
They never do. So Preston, 43 seconds to go here. Here's a pass inside, broken up by Byrd. Byrd will bring the ball down court. He'll put the shot up. Blocked. Good block by number 12, DeSantis. Ball will stay with Robert C. Byrd. Bryce Byrd, appropriately named, will inbound the ball out of bounds. Here's a pass in to Cava. Thought he was going to take the shot, but he thinks otherwise. Garrison has the ball. Out to Corsini. Corsini puts up a shot, no good. Bryce with the rebound, or Bryce Byrd with the rebound, can't get it to go, and Preston controls. 23 seconds left. Here's a long three by Betchel, no good. Byrd controls the ball, and the clock will tick down to 10 seconds here. Yeah, Preston thought about the steal, but decided otherwise. And now Betchel and Garrison having a fun moment just at the end of the game, all in good humor. So Kessler, the final score 80-49 tonight at the Byrd cage. Byrd looked a little, I won't say rusty, but Preston was ready for the challenge in the first half and made a game of it, was making a game of it. Second half, Robert C. Byrd comes out. Their defense has been adjusted. I'll talk to Coach Lucas tomorrow and find out exactly what they did. He'll give me the rundown, as he always does and likes to do. Yep. But a good win tonight here at the Byrd cage.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive that it was what we expected Byrd to do the whole game is pretty much what they did the second half. And how close it was there at halftime for Preston only score 7 and then to only score 8 in the fourth quarter. That's very impressive on how the game was going in the first and second quarter.
Yeah, and as we said, Preston displaying that impressive three-point shooting in the first half. Couldn't get it going in the second half, and they fall here 80-49. We want to remind you that the next game for Preston County comes tomorrow night. They've had some games rescheduled due to the weather, COVID issues, I'm sure. They're going to be at home tomorrow night against Elkins. That's tomorrow night on Thursday. That'll be a long trip. Anytime you go from Preston to Elkins, that's a long trip, either way. And, of course, the next game for Robert C. Byrd will be Friday night against their rival Bridgeport here at home. So, once again, we want to thank you and remind you for tuning in with us tonight. Your final score, Robert C. Byrd 80, the Flying Eagles victorious, the Preston County Knights with a valiant effort, 49. So, for Kelser Buck, my producer, Stephen Kennedy, this is John Griffin saying good night, Josiah, and good night, everyone.